Give it up to Lynette Nease.
Well, to start with, I want to say I'm honored to be up here among all these people. And Robbie talks about crying, and he's going to make me cry to start with. I want to tell you a little bit about who I was before I tell you who I am. I will tell you I'm Lynette. I'm 56. I have 3 kids and 8 grandkids, okay? But March of last year, I was 54, and I was recovering from 5 bypass open heart surgery. I was an uncontrolled diabetic. I took up to 6 insulin shots a day. I took about 20 pills a day for various things. My fasting blood sugar, the last time I had it checked while I was taking insulin, my fasting blood sugar was 430. My A1C was 14, if anybody knows what that is. My average blood sugars were running about 500. My cholesterol was uncontrolled. It was about 500 because at one time they thought I had muscular dystrophy, and they realized the statins were destroying my muscles. So I couldn't take statins any longer. I had a seizure disorder. My doctor spent 2 years with a barrage of tests to finally tell me you have a seizure disorder and was treating me with Keppra. I had lost 75 pounds last November. No effect on my health whatsoever. Still the same stuff. And I knew, as a heart patient, if I didn't get my blood sugar and my cholesterol and the rest of my body under control, those bypasses weren't going to last very long. I saw Robbie's picture on Facebook, and I knew Robbie and Allison. I wasn't close to them, but I knew them. I knew their family, knew they were great people, and I knew if he was telling me this, it was the truth. And I said, you know, I need to lose another 35 or 40 pounds, so I'm going to contact him. Had absolutely no idea what ketosis was, absolutely no idea what ketopia was. I just knew I wanted to lose some more weight, right? So I got on the products, and I had been through some rough times, through a divorce, and lost a job. Well, I lost my job 5 days before my open heart surgery. So there were some times when I was going without medication because I didn't have the money to get it. And this was one of those times. I didn't have my anesthesia medicine, and I realized 2 weeks into this, I wasn't having seizure activity. I was having up to 8 to 10 episodes a day.
Wow.
I did not know until Shally said this in one of her meetings that a ketogenic diet is the way that seizure disorders used to be treated, okay? I had never heard that before. I went through 2 years of testing with my neurologist. I never heard, why don't you try a ketogenic diet? I went back to my cardiologist for my 1-year checkup. He was amazed. He said, Lynette, it's amazing. I don't know what you're doing. And I said, I'm living a ketogenic lifestyle. And I proceeded to tell him the things that were going on with me. Before I go there, let me tell you, when I went back to my diabetic doctor, my blood sugars, my fasting blood sugar, no longer taking insulin, is 95. This is cholesterol is under 200. I no longer take anti-seizure medication, and I no longer have seizure activity. As long as I stay in ketosis, and I know that this is true because in February, I started in November, I stayed in ketosis until February. I got a stomach bug. Well, you know, when you get a stomach bug, what do? You feed it with carbs, right, to make you feel better. So all weekend I had carbs. Tuesday morning at work, I started having spells. I had 3 spells before lunch. I went in the kitchen and I had a ketonics drink. I haven't had a spell since. And I've stayed in ketosis since. If I have something I'm not supposed to have, I have a ketonics drink. Because I know that I have to stay here. When I was talking to my cardiologist, I said, you know, why would my neurologist not tell me about this, you know? And he said, Lynette, he probably doesn't know. And you need to educate your doctors. And this is so true because my diabetic doctor, when I told him I was no longer taking insulin and I was doing great, this is what he said to me. you need to take your insulin and eat some carbs. And I was like, but why? Why would I do that? Because you're a diabetic and you need to take your insulin, just eat some carbs. No, you know, these products have not only improved my lifestyle, they've improved my life expectancy. Okay? My cardiologist told me I'll have 25 years on my heart if I keep this up, on my bypasses. That's great. That's great news to me. You know, I want to thank you for following your vision and your dreams, because it has literally saved my life.